The universe of AvA is big and sometimes confusing, with a few questions not being fully answered, leading to the fans having some theories. The first topic is about who killed Gold. In AVM episode 30, we see this scene right here with King Orange and Gold, seeing Gold go into the world of Minecraft, playing around, and then this glitchiness happening, which ultimately causes Gold to die. And fans have been theorizing as to what this is for years, but soon their questions might be answered because AVM Season 5 is all about this. Literally in AVM 37, the start of Season 5, we see this glitchiness for the first time since AVM 30, and this affects the stick gang, glitching the world around them like a crazy amount. It starts affecting Yellow's staff, and it glitches out like crazy, changing the stick gang to hardcore mode, and then eventually the staff disappears. And in the next episode, episode 38, we continue to see more of this glitchiness, which includes green taken by this monster right here, which we can also see in the thumbnail of AVM 38. Now this mysterious monster character itself could be the main villain of Season 5, and is the one that caused Gold to die several years ago. However, many times when we think one character is going to be the villain, another bigger villain is revealed to be the main antagonist. This is something that Alan has done multiple times, so I wouldn't be surprised if there is a big antagonist waiting to be revealed, and that this monster character is working for them. And there's been some fan theories as to who this is. Do note that these theories have actually been around before Season 5 though, without the context of this monster existing. But one of the theories is that this glitchiness is caused by the Dark Lord. One of the pieces of evidence for this is in the showdown AvA episode 8, when the Dark Lord shoots this black beam into the air, the sky goes red, and in the scene where Gold dies, we also see the atmosphere turn red, along with this black glitchiness thing appearing. However, I don't think the Dark Lord is the villain behind this, because not only is it weird that this beam would somehow affect Minecraft, but the showdown canonically happened in 2018, and while it's still up in the air, I now do believe that Gold died in around 2021. Not only that, but Alan does keep AvA specific characters and AVM specific characters most of the time in their own series, with a few references here and there, but they're never that significant. Oh, and also in the Gold dying scene, this sky does not turn red. It's the red light from the console being in like an error state. Another big theory that I found is that it's potentially Herobrine, because we did see Herobrine in AVM 0, which was all the way back in the beta days of Minecraft. He's been around for a while, maybe getting mad that the stick gang are like messing with the world of Minecraft, specifically the Dark Lord, and then getting revenge on the stick gang years later, and that just so happened to be Gold. However, I don't really think that's the case, as in the Monster School episode, when Herobrine sees red, his reaction is kind of confusion and just goes along with it. He doesn't seem to have like a deep hatred for the stick gang. Sure, he does fight King Orange, but he's like siding with the stick gang to do it because he's causing chaos and attacking the mobs that go to his school. So I don't think it's Herobrine either, but I do have a theory myself. What if it's the Orb? The Orb character that we saw in AVM 19 that takes control of the stick gang and they fight it, and we once again see this Orb character in AVM 33, where he takes a hold of a staff and then a bunch of staffs to attack the stick gang. And again, this is just a theory that I'm throwing out there. It is quite interesting that when we see this glitch effect, we see Minecraft blocks start glitching around and changing, which is something that the Orb has done. Not to mention, this Orb does like its staffs. And what do we see glitching out and then taken away from Yellow? Yeah, the staff. And we know that if you put a mob spawner in the staff, you can make some weird abominations. So maybe the Orb created this monster using a mob spawner staff, or maybe just a staff with a command block. Honestly, you can do anything with commands. I mean, hey, Yellow did lose the staff of a command block, and then after that event, we see the monster for the first time. So whoa. And Alan is known for taking one-off characters and bringing them back and giving them a whole backstory. But this theory does come with some questions. Like, if this is the Orb that's the antagonist, why in the world would it go after and kill Gold? Well, if Gold died in 2021, then AVM 19 took place before Gold died. It took place in 2020, meaning that the Orb does have a logical reason to dislike the stick gang, because they're kind of like messing with the whole lucky dimension and stuff. So maybe the Orb got mad that the developers are trying to continue to mess with Minecraft. Maybe, who knows? And another question is, how would Alan build off of the Orb? I'm sure there's a way Alan can do that. He's really good at making characters have some interesting backstory. But at the end of the day, this is just an Orb. I'm not quite sure what you could do with it, but hey, I mean, if anyone could, it's Alan. But wait, didn't the Orb die in episode 33? Well, not really. It blew up and then kind of flew off, so it still could be alive. The only other thing that doesn't really make sense is that while we do see glitching blocks around, we never see like this pure black glitchiness that is well known for killing Gold. But again, this is just a theory, who knows? Either the Orb is behind all this, or it's just the monster itself doing all this chaos, or it's something we don't know yet. Phew, that was kind of a long one. Let's go on to our next theory, and that is about the animation versus education videos. Are they simply dreams that the stick figures have had? I mean, they really don't fit into the main story of AvA, and well, in this Q&A live stream, Alan was literally asked about this, asked if these are canon, and Alan basically said that he was thinking about making them canon at first and trying to fit them in, but he kind of really isn't looking at that because those videos are mainly focused for education, and he kind of leaves it up to the interpretation of the fans, saying that maybe they're dreams or maybe they're even an alternate universe. Oh my word, alternate universe, not again, not again! However, after the live stream, there have been some hints that Alan is leaning towards the dream idea. Alan has also made the Team Blank videos, which kind of fall into the same category as the animation versus education videos, where they're kind of like up in the air for their canonicity. I mean, in the animation versus water video, we literally see the second coming flying around. Like, has he learned how to use his powers now? Well, someone in the comment section pointed this out, and someone replied to the comments saying that they're usually just dreams. And guess what? Alan Becker hearted the comment. Some more evidence is in the app staff video. We see the stick gang playing around with the staff and adding like apps into it and messing around. But when the second coming goes to the calculator and sees the E, he pokes it. Like he remembers the math episode where he had a battle with the E. Of course, nothing happens in the app staff video. The E does nothing. But the fact that the second coming looked at it like it was a threat, yeah, I do think that the animation versus education videos are dreams that the stick figures have had. And animation versus addiction probably falls into the same boat. So yeah, I don't think it's 100% confirmed, but I do now believe that it is mostly confirmed that these are dreams and not something else like an alternate universe. Okay, I think I need to talk about this next theory. Many fans have theorized that AvA and AVM, animator versus animation and animation versus Minecraft, that these series take place in different universes or different timelines. Now, I've already made an entire video debunking this. There's a lot of evidence that goes against this, so you can go check that out. I get very devoted to this because I feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes, but you don't have to take it from me because Alan literally has confirmed that they are not in different universes.
Is AvA and AVM in the same universe?
Yes, same universe. They just happen one after another.
Probably a chronological timeline out there somewhere.
That theory has been debunked, and now I want to get into the last theory. But hey, if you are liking this video, then be sure to subscribe. I make videos about stuff on YouTube, commonly talking about AvA, so if you don't want to miss some content in the future, then be sure to subscribe. Anyways, last I want to talk about who killed Mitsy. The Newground attack is when the Chosen One and the Dark Lord are causing chaos throughout the internet. They're causing chaos for many years, and Newgrounds was one of the last places that they targeted, if not the very last place. And that's where we see Mitsy die in an explosion. And when Agent looks up, he sees the Chosen One. So now Agent and then Victim now believe that the Chosen One is the murderer of Mitsy. However, I simply don't think that this is the case, because the Chosen One has started to disagree on causing chaos throughout the internet. He had his fun causing chaos and stuff, but now it's just not starting to fit right with him. And that especially goes for the Newgrounds attack. And in the background, we can notice that the Dark Lord is the one firing the shots. He's the bloodthirsty, crazy one that wants chaos, but the Chosen One seems to just go along for the ride. We can see this by his body language, honestly. So no, I don't think he would just downright murder Mitsy out of nowhere. I do believe that this was done by the hands of the Dark Lord. Unfortunately, the Chosen One was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and now Victim has the wrong idea. But yeah, those are some theories about AvA, and if you want more about AvA, then I recommend checking out this video right here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.